on the last video.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Oh god. I just came running in there, dude. Just like, bitch! Just kicked the door down.
Yep. The adventure continues.
You know that's gonna be a thing though, right? You got it, Nui.
Well, you're going out here, because I want to see the weapon first.
Well then, Nui. Oh!
Wow!
It's actually an arm. Nui has a new arm now. Nui doesn't have the old arm. Nui has a better arm. Okay, Nui just touched him in his no-no spot.
Alright, later everybody. I need to go and recover from that mentally. Oh, and we have the Bee Queen. Okay. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the Bee Queen done. And we need to clear Gabor's mission for midnight. So we're killing time until midnight, while also getting all of the bee equipment. Gotcha. Think we can handle it? I was just like, oh, well, we better fucking be able to handle it, because if not, then I guess we're fucked. If we can't handle it, then we can't handle it, and if we do handle it, we do handle it. There's no fucking question, there's no point in stress. Either we do it or we fucking die. You go ahead and you do your thing. I'm gonna continue the game, then. Too many bees. Who was working with the bees before? Was it you? Were you working with the bees?
Yes, I was working with bees.
Too many bees. We can also get PE boxes for the censored abnormality if you want to do it, and then send somebody else into the bee room. But I don't remember what was needed for the bee room.
I don't remember either. Just send me the stuff.
Was it insight? Was it insight work?
Yes, I think it was instinct, actually.
No, I don't think so at all. I know you're not supposed to. I know you're not supposed to disturb it. Is the big thing.
I got the pausing.
I'm just gonna hit the regular play though, right before she hits it. So red shield. I should have hit them both. Fuck. Oh well.
Does it really matter unless
Those
one of
two
them have
alone
like
should be
no
fine.
damage to red anyway?
He doesn't, but Izzy will.
Bird died.
Beautiful. Where was Bird?
Right here.
He was fucking shielded. Should be fine to annihilate it. I may actually, I'm gonna have you hold back. The only reason being because you're ranged. Which means you're gonna chase it the whole fucking time and you're a waste of resources. No offense, it's just the tracking in the
I would
game.
send me towards Central then. Because then once we get rid of all these bobs, we're gonna have to focus on Big Cheese. So I'd just send me on my way towards Big Cheese.
I hate to say it, but I'm accepting Bird's death if it winds up being pretty solid with all exceptions of that. If we clear this midnight and Bird is the only death, I'm accepting it. I don't care.
You got it. In the last second. Right.
Head count. Bird right there.
That's the only thing we need to take care of now.
actually going to have everybody there. Bird doesn't necessarily do damage. What's the hardest hitting shit we can throw at him?
Click on his thing. White and
White
pale.
damage. So me,
Ricky.
that's our 3-man team. This is still central, so... Actually, we would need to go downstairs to meet him. You start your descent to madness. Start my descent to madness.
And then Ricky.
And Ricky. I think... Yeah, that's him right there. He can actually start the plunge now.
Alright.
You and him. To be honest with you. Boom. Now return to containment, motherfucker. Oh yeah, Bird's dead. Right. In fact, there he is. There he is. He still got his red shield on. How does he die when he still has his red shield? Did I miss him?
Maybe.
You think that's what got him killed?
And not Bird, maybe.
Because of the stupid UI?
Midnight.
We can't do that midnight.
You want to just end then?
We need the gear, and... We're not keeping the lobotomy points anyway, so the rank doesn't matter. We'll get him back when we go ahead and we revert. So... I say we read the thing, we revert, and we do it again, because then we don't lose Bird. We essentially don't really lose a whole lot of anything. Nui just needs to get her earring back. And Little Red. No. And my dear employees, I hope you all what?
Put on your gas mask distributed to you before you come. We're just gonna skip this, right? You wanna read it?
Why would we skip it?
Because if we're gonna read Joe, we're gonna get it anyway.
Nah, we might as well read it one good time and then we'll continue and we'll skip it all the way to the end of the day to see what we get for a midnight, you know what I mean?
Alright, go ahead.
So, it's been quite a while since your first encounter with the abnormalities. I guess you became a little more familiar with the abnormalities. Let me ask you again, what do you think abnormalities are? Oh please, don't say that you still believe that they're just bizarre alien creatures and we need to isolate them. I swear to God, if I use the word abnormalities one more time, by the way, it's like, it's becoming redundant and annoying. Anyway. They are not the evil monsters you read about in the old fairy tales. It isn't supernatural God that will judge our sins. This is an old river that has been flowing at the very bottom of the world for many ages. It's the source of everything, but has been forgotten by mankind. Nobody knew of its existence, but somewhere in the world there's a very small gap or hole through which the river is connected. It's not just Big Bird.
That's Pale Bird.
By June. Like, yeah.
No,
is there a little bird in there? It's probably on the tall bird.
I think this is the bird story.
Yeah.
I guess the birds are important to how this creature...
Oh, absolutely.
The Black Forest, that's what it is when they all escape.
Mm-hmm. Often strange creatures come out of the gap from the Black Forest. Obviously, the number was insufficient for the Lobotomy Corporation's energy needs. Our new technology does not produce energy from the abnormalities, but it creates them. It creates the abnormalities themselves. Their forms were incomplete because they came from the Forgotten Place. We are scared of them because they are incomplete, and it is because of that terror that they have been sealed to the underground. But abnormalities are part of the seed. That's what I meant by possibility. The seed is not something that can be made in just one day or be created on its own. The world wasn't created in a day, so to say. You know, God didn't create the earth in one day. Anyway. We realized if we wanted to fix a broken system, we couldn't just sit around in a sunny spot waiting for the clouds to part. What should we do after planting the seeds? We can't control the entire process, we have to leave them to sprout on their own. Aren't we allowed that much hope, at least?
Hers was like no emotion, right?
Yeah, you were like the goth bitch.
Fierce fights break out every day here, just as you lived until this moment. You've seen this countless times, haven't you? With enough time, abnormalities come back to life, no matter how many pieces they're broken into. It's one of the facts that drives Gabura mad. She took too long to realize that abnormalities are to be exploited, not terminated. And perhaps she just couldn't shake the anger of her past off. Well, it's not my business. All I know is that I will never see her old self again.
Note to Barry in the post phase of editing the video, up the volume.
Still, I'm awestruck to Ego's potential whenever I see her berserk. What Ego's potential is, I guess. You'll never know these. You never wielded it. In fact, there are many weapons that hold enormous power in this world besides Ego. Artifacts from outskirts, ruins, singularities at the wings, or crude inventions made in the back streets. Using them correctly would result in weapons that would fairly stand against abnormalities. But giving these weapons to employees who never learned how to combat outside the basic training is as futile as teaching a baby bird how to hunt. The rabbits are specialized at killing. As long as they have enough ammunition, they can kill anything. Unlike our employees who can't even handle weapons properly. Combat prowess is not one of the requirements after all.
Speak for yourself.
But they don't have to learn how to use Ego. Its power grows accordingly to the wielder's heart. You know how to use them at the moment your hand touches them.
That's funny because I was thinking about doing, like, imagine an SCP readings thing for certain things for, like, the different characters that we've made and shit. That was what my explanation was for it. I was like, how do they know how to use these things? If you were to pick up a scythe, for example, the Da Capo scythe, how would you know how to use that? That's a little bit of a strange weapon, no?
Yeah.
So.
However, even with this power, most of the employees barely stand against abnormalities. I haven't seen anyone who can draw out his true potential besides the Red Mist. Wielding Ego is donning someone else's ego. It's not the wielder's power, it's merely borrowed and imitated. If I knew that before I had been locked in here, I would have done anything to get my hands on them. Then the circumstances may be different greatly. After I am contained here, I am ordered to merely extract Ego, forbidden from holding it. They're scared even though my bloodthirstiness is locked behind this metal wall. Don't worry, I have nothing left. But you never know, the yearning for blood may rise again, for they are merely sealed, not eradicated.
In before her abnormality, her suppression, her fucking core suppression is just, she goes on like a bloodthirsty rage.
You need to kill Bina?
Yep. Eliminate Bina.
She just goes on a freaking...
Fucking like the end of Operation Raccoon City. Eliminate Leon S. Kennedy. It doesn't matter what you put it into.
Alright, Ray, see what I'm wrong with the abnormality I picked.
Absolutely, and then we'll reset the day.
Bees! I made you jump, didn't I?
No.
Yes, he did. He jumped.
I don't jump.
I just strategically bounce.
Right, I just strategically bounce, and it usually comes equipped with poop.
And fart.
Or fart. Do it. Do it.
Bean, I love you.
What the fuck?
Aw, she's cute. Let's go.
Okay, sure.
Let's go.
If we can uncap what she does, by the way.
Oh. Yes.
Left to some safety and sanitary protocols. She's a slime.
I love her.
That's bad.
She's an Aleph.
You might want to leave. You may want to leave and then spend your... Ooh. Managerial tips, now! Oh, that's not good. Well, it definitely decreased, so it might kill you or something. Any work other than repression, the lump
But it
heal blank's mental health and increase the chance of success in work. Okay, so it also decreases when you do repression work anyway. The employee who are in the same area as blank can be infected by the slime. Not a low chance. The employee who is infected by the slime can be distinguished with traces of slime on their cheeks.
Okay, so something bad with slime.
But the cliff off did drop.
No, it didn't.
There it is. It's infecting.
It's bad. If it's
It
bad.
is, yeah, it is infecting everybody, dog. That is cool, but that's bad. What does it do when it infects?
Well, this brings up my success chance, having the slime on me.
And it looks like instinct is also better. So, like, is it going to kill those employees, or
No clue.
is it based on its cliff off? Employees in the same area, so... Okay, we got it good. So pause that shit. Cliff off counter reached 0 when the number of blank took up half of the department while blank was still alive. I'm sorry, 109-2?
I think there's a...
The slime on the cheeks took up half the department while it was still alive, and the cliff off needs to hit 0. Yeah, the cliff off counter needs to hit 0. That's what it's saying. When the cliff off counter hits 0, and over half of them
No, that's
are
what it
infected.
is. That's what it is. I'm DO3109-1, the person who has the heart lump.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if I do repression work after I have the slime on my head, I lower the cliff off. Anyone that's in the same room as me can be infected, and they become -2.
So it has to be repression work, it looks like, then. You need to
When the
start
cliff
with
off
it if you
counter
don't want
reaches
that.
0, when the number of...
In contact. Yeah, that's the cheek slime is 2. 2 is cheek slime.
I die when the cliff off reaches 0.
So a quick little reading mistake right here. Actually, it says it in the polar opposites. The cliff off counter will go to 0 if Chelsea dies after getting the lump of slime. Not what we had just mentioned a minute ago, so just a little bit of a reading error. After serious experience, it found that the slime affects electromagnetic wave. So you conduct insight work and produce 24 PE boxes. As a result, the slime won't catch onto other employees for 30 seconds. What?
Yeah, if I get exactly 24 boxes.
Okay. That's a weird fucking requirement.
Don't worry, if the cliff off reaches 0, I die.
Yeah. Might as well go one more time, and then we can restart this one and try repression work. If we can manage to cap out everything that it has in one run, you realize I'm doing a repo when you cap it out, right? That is what my plan is. Oh,
they turned into jellies.
the tab 1. Oh no, Theta B1.
Yep.
It has the name of the employees.
I'm not sending...
Send...
No one's
Oh.
coming down here, because if anybody comes down here, they get affected. Because they're in the same they're in the same wing as me. I have to
that's a
take care of
comment.
everybody.
Interesting.
Alright, they deal black damage. So,
Also,
have to
check her PE boxes out while you're at it. Would it have even done anything to you?
I'm not sure.
I hope you didn't piss it off by doing that.
I'm gonna have to get rid of them.
repression work is very low success rate anyway. They're not attacking you, though, which is weird.
Maybe because I'm the mama.
Maybe. Hope you didn't piss it off, though. But annihilate that thing, yeah.
So...
Wait, send yourself to the elevator. You gotta get one shot off on that. Okay, well, you're gonna have to fucking hope you get it then. Slow it.
God damn it. Wait. That doesn't matter if it leads. Duh.
Only people in the same department.
Only if someone's in the same room as me do they get infected. It doesn't matter if somebody else goes near the jelly.
That's true.
It's me that they can't be near.
Well, make sure that it doesn't infect anybody.
Yeah, Heather's not infected.
Alright.
Just no one can be in the same room as me.
Alright, so that's not as bad as I thought it was.
So I have to stay contained to being here alone. While I'm working on this.
You always find all the cute, fucking scary things.
Alright, so,
So we know how to deal with it.
Alright, here we go.
What are we doing?
I'm trying to get the cliff off to go up.
Oh, okay. Does it keep the codex info, though, is the question?
I think so.
There it is.
That's fun.
Okay, this is the downfall about editing videos just laterally as you're going through it, and then you forget the way the events rolled out during the recording session. So, you die if you have the pink lump, and the Cliff-Off hits 0, but not because of it hitting 0, but just more that's... Well, I guess, yeah, technically because it hit 0, but more because it transforms that employee into a more difficult version of the slime minions that's a VOV difficulty, so... I hope that provides clarity. So let's go ahead and repo then, I suppose. Encyclopedia and ego state will save. Would you like to go back to the memory repository? Yes. Oops. I don't know how water just gushed back out of my mouth after I took a sip out of it, but, you know, whatever.
So yeah, that abnormality is definitely a evacuate the whole
Roll up.
floor.
More. So we need to get bird geared.
Yes.
We need to buy the gear back, though. So, what did he have? The Harmony and the...
Wait, he had Harmony and you, I think. Yep.
Can you do me a favor, actually? Go to ego list here. Is there a way to just strip all ego? True. Yeah, you just don't click anybody. If you could.
Just send me.
No reason not to. Is he?
Don't even bother. No use in using it.
Increase in prudence, but they take more white damage. Wasn't that the caveat?
It doesn't matter. We just lose boxes if we're staying till.
Yeah, but we're not gonna have many boxes as it is. But I don't think it's gonna be that much anyway. Because I don't think you lose much from. I don't think you lose much from key items.
Yeah, I think you lose a percentile of that.
Just because of the. And honestly, I think it's a good balance anyway because of the nature of how those fucking things are. Wait.
Good job.
Mini heart attack. It's all good.
job.
Where was I? Okay, no cliff-off projections. Woo! Clenched a little too hard there.
The pterodactyl.
Well, Kim took care of that.
Well,
Nui took care of that. She probably literally just... just whole fist in the butt. You guys didn't see the hand gesture that I did right there, but it was great.
Got fly guy. Yeah,
Oh!
That's what it does. It instantly travels and hits it.
That's a good gun. It shoots very fast, too. I mean, I know it says literally very fast, but you know what my point is that I'm trying to say.
Michael's sitting there with Beyonce right now.
Alright, we're good.
I think Michael nailed it.
I think we're good.
Hopefully.
We'll find out in a minute if we get a notification that somebody's dead.
Hopefully you don't. The off chance.
But we also weren't expecting Bird to die either, though, but it fucking happened, so just saying.
Yeah, I wanted
Call me a goddamn cynic.
Hey, I told you not to spread our attention so thin.
You did, and you know what? We still got the accomplished task done anyway, so I'm glad that we just kept it. We serious right now? Annoying things happened, that's what happened. Yin and Yang escaped because I clicked on putting it back into the cage and it didn't accept it because the UI is fucking garbage in this game. So this is an issue that I have had completely throughout the game as a whole, but it is especially apparent during this recording session, and it just keeps adding to my frustration further and further the more that it happens. So this game is really weird on when you click things, and sometimes it doesn't register that click, and this happens a lot during a lot of the different combat sequences that we have in the game. I'm going to play the footage in the background too as it is right now, just to show you guys that I'm not actually lying. I did click on putting Yang back or Yin back. I'm not looking at it currently right now, so I can't tell you the name, but I actually clicked on it, and it never registered. It never went back, but I didn't bother also checking either. But still, it should be reliable to click on it, and then it does the thing, Let's move onward. Anyway, we actually cleared this out, and it does work out swimmingly in our favor, thankfully. Right there.
Okay.
Right fucking there. This might be bad.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck you both.
Always or something?
Yeah, you're gonna need to move everybody out of the rooms for this one, but I also had another object of plan for this one. So, number one, everything here is super easy to deal with. We can literally do 2 teams on the bottom to separate right here so that we can easily access these sides. So like team here and a team here, or hell, even top floors. I don't know would be easier to access, to be perfectly fucking honest with you.
I think one on the bottom, one on the top then.
Because it is very easy for you to just mob everything, and then we can throw everybody else that's weak into an elevator, and they will literally not be touched during the ambers. We can guarantee anyone's safety that we don't want to fight with.
Alright, so I'm gonna just start with anyone we don't want to deal with. I say...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I remember making an audio thing, like a narration before, exactly like what I'm doing right now on Audacity, to be able to explain the situation behind this recording. So a lot of this footage is me being completely aggravated due to things that are happening in the background in my home at the time that this was going on. I remember there being some tension in the household, and my mother was very upset about something, and you can actually hear her very clearly and audibly over the microphone at times. So that being said, there's a lot of things in here that I would need to cut out, cut around, various other things. I'm annoyed the whole entire time. I am annoyed at the game because of a number of different things that are going on with the UI, and we actually lose 2 agents here. We have lost Fly and Stargazer. Yeah, Fly and Stargazer we lose during the act of trying to clear this midnight, but we do clear it by the end, and we accept it so that we can go ahead and return to the memory repository afterwards. And I would love to throw in the footage of us clearing this and going through and just cutting through the number of different fucking things that we're doing here, but there's just so much fucking pause and push and pause and push and pause and push. And it's literally just, it's way too long. It's too much footage. It's not enjoyable to watch. So I just wanted to summarize what we basically did here. So for Amber Midnights, anybody clarifying, or anybody that's going to have to do them later on down the line, or anybody curious about how we went about it, we found out, after I had gone to the actual wiki, of course, I found out that there is a finite amount of ads that the Midnight will actually spawn. And there's also a finite number of ads that the VAV spawns as well. So we basically just waited until there was nothing coming out of the Amber Midnight, and I believe that the VAV, worm has that blood explosion that I mentioned at some point in here, because we were afraid to stand near the Aleph for fear of there's like a large amount of red damage that you suffer when it spawns ads, and I believe that actually is the worm beneath it that does so, which would explain why Kodo takes a severe amount of damage early on when we're trying to clear a VAV out of the room. But anyway, on to the point here. We basically just waited in nearby elevators in security and training until they popped into the security or training room to clear the A-lifts, and then dealt with the VAVs accordingly, throwing everybody that we couldn't have fighting or didn't want to have fighting into the elevators. I believe this was after we had already lost Fly and Stargazer, so we just didn't want to take any further risks, and we only brought in our really duked out people. And you can also wait even longer. This is just a patience game to be able to clear this one. So long as you're behind the VAV, it can't actually damage you in any way, shape, or form, meaning that your only threat is from the little mini-worms. And if you have somebody in there, for example, using Screaming Wedge, it'll just penetrate everything in the hallway and you have no issues to worry about. So that's basically how we cleared this. We eventually just started being patient about it, not running people through the worms and shielding them and hoping for the best, and just waited. And this is going to become important later on down the line. But again, that's it. We're going to go ahead and just... I'm going to put in the rest of the cutscenes that we unlocked for clearing this midnight afterwards, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the remainder of the footage. I will see you guys in the next parts. And enjoy the cutscene fun that we have here and just all the story deliciousness that we popped into the end of this one. You guys know exactly what's going to be in the next video. Give me a little bit of time to be able to actually edit through the footage after I put up that video for the 1080p thing. You guys know exactly what I am going through to be able to get these out. It takes time to load things, and I have more 1080p videos I need to load to get into what I need for the next video recording. So, again, just be patient with me. It will be up as soon as humanly possible, just so I can get rid of this nonsense and never have to deal with it again. And, again, enjoy the cutscene. Oh, you're just sending everybody in now, gung-ho. At least they'll already be on the way. Hey, at least you live this time, bird, right? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Alright, now we just fucking cross our fingers, man. I mean, they all have the same counter, so you can center on one fucking thing. It doesn't really matter. Now get ready to hit the pause button.
Don't put your hand on it because I'm going to pause it and I don't want us to both
Got it.
pause it.
Alright. 92%, 17 lobotomy award. We got the self-consciousness and disciplinary team done. Put it there. Alright, skip the next day.
I vote we play a couple of days out. Bird.
Be relaxed. Do you not need the blessing? Even if this is my curse, I will love this curse as a blessing. The only advice I can be given is to be cautious and be aware of your surroundings.
I don't like any of these.
Re-extraction. Where's Jelly Bay?
Yes, Jelly Bay. Alright. So I vote we spend a couple of days out bass and fly. Sorry, both of you. Cheesed. Oh yeah, we can do cheeses now because we did Gaboro's last mission.
Yeah. What did I give him for
He's
a
British.
voice? I know, but like, I have to get the thought in my mind before I do it. I can't just wing it, otherwise it's gonna come out Australian. Quiet, isn't it? Take a good look at this silence. Manager, have you ever woken up early to walk the streets during the dawn? I think this moment is this moment in here. Okay, so the wording was just weird then. I think this moment in here is equivalent to the dawn of the outside world. Abnormalities are in hibernation due to the cliff-off deterrence during the off time. Employees are preparing to let fate decide what happens to them. When the deterrence gets weaker, the suppressed powers will wake them. It's always hard to believe such a quiet place like this will soon be engulfed by pandemonium. How nice would it be to keep this tranquility? How many times do we have to fail? How much more must we get used to the darkness to finally encounter the lights?
Good morning, Chesad.
Okay. Yes, good morning. Good luck today.
Chesad, I've been thinking, and I believe I was really lucky to be assigned to the welfare team. Just getting into a lobotomy was really competitive, but getting assigned to this team, that was a miracle.
So I just want to point out our brains are completely fried from that midnight right now. My apologies. Brown nosing will get you nothing.
Think of it as flattery. But there's no one who cares more about the other employees like you do, Chesad. Everybody knows how little the other department leaders care about their employees.
No, you're wrong.
I'm just saying I appreciate you a lot. Sorry for keeping you so long. I'll be going now.
Yes, go get ready for today. For many days I consoled myself that I wasn't doing that bad for Saphira. I didn't put my employees into deadly situations, and I managed to be flexible time after time. Getting mad at someone for breaking rules or agreeing with someone who claimed to make this place better. If I take a step back and look at it all, I can't help but think, what's the point in all this? I hope to send them off in peace because they were just meant to die anyway. I was hiding the biggest lie of all inside, but I continued playing the role of a good leader, knowing that it was all a lie. Angela also knew. She knew that I could never expose every secret of this place to the employees and overthrow the system. I mean, I just didn't want to go against her. Being in the welfare department, I actually didn't care about the welfare of the employees at all. I was scared. Angela stopped the doubts and inquiries about this place by letting employees die. So I started helping Angela. And just covered my eyes.
Hey, we have an emergency. Did you hear the status report? Abnormalities are out of control. I don't know what happened, but we have to retake control of the situation right now.
I thought you didn't want to talk to me, Gabora.
You can't control the deterrents, can't you? We need to erase Cliff off deterrents now. Angela will call the rabbit team if the rest of the abnormalities aren't suppressed. I want to wrap things up on my side.
But, Gabora, no one can touch the Cliff-Off controller without Angela's approval. You know that.
So you don't want to do it? You coward. You really think you can just end this situation by going through the motions? Hope you suffer until your death, succumbing to your fears. Live on in your sugar-coated words from your employee.
It's been awful since I was grabbed by the collar. Chesed. You knew I was coming, didn't you? You know me all too well. Maybe you are the one who understands the most among the Sephiras. Weaken the Cliff-Off deterrents. What do you have up your sleeve this time? Do you want to know the reason again, after all this time? Gabora and the other employees are probably still fighting right now. You know that, right? Gabora is... Sorry, it's a little funny. I didn't know you would talk about Gabora. You should know, you've seen it all for yourself. Gabora failed to control her own rage and now has lost her way. I'm saying she's not fighting for some grand ideology. She will know her own condition the best. Everybody has their own battles in this place. But I feel like I'm the only one who's seeing this situation. I thought you liked that, Chesed. Drinking a cup of coffee, enjoying the peaceful day with your classical music. I think I am providing the right environment for you. Our conversation has run longer than I expected. So let me tell you again. Lower the deterrents. I'm gonna guess that's Chesed?
Yes, it is, Daniel.
The coffee smells good.
Open the door.
Who are you?
Your taste in music is pretty classy. Quite that different from mine, though.
What the... Holy fuck!
Sorry, I didn't think you'd open the door for me, so I just walked in.
How did you get in here? Do I know you?
I came from the head, and I was so desperately looking for you all. The reason why I came all this way is... Let's just say I came here to play my favorite music. Hey you, can you tell me who this gentleman is?
Daniel. His name is Daniel.
Daniel, is it? The name is more than you deserve. I guess you're in charge of this place. Open the sector that those monsters are locked in. Like you saw earlier, it's nothing for me to open any locked door with my power. I'm just being polite, asking you to do it since you're in charge of this place. Don't resist, just listen to me. If you do so, maybe some of these people might be able to escape.
It's easy to point the finger at the betrayer, but you never really know until you've experienced the situation yourself. A chill came over my entire body, a fear that I had not yet felt before. I met numerous experimental abnormalities, but I never experienced my body being paralyzed and my blood curdling like this before. So this is the head. Manager, do you not give me an order? Do you not try to justify cowardly acts to me? Or do not, rather. I'm ashamed for consoling myself, saying there was nothing more that could be done after passing through the tunnel of defeat. I'm so ashamed of myself, I can't bear it anymore. My body is like punishment for me, reminding me of my past. I can't even bleed from this body. I don't want to be the puppet who gains approval by doing Angela's dirty work. And I don't want to be your aide who can't do anything. All that was just a series of shame to me. Manager, this is my rebellion against you and Angela. I'm the only one who survived. saying there was nothing I could do, that I was too scared to bear it by myself, that I wanted to rescue my people from here. All are meaningless excuses. I think I will die soon as well. The head is coming towards you. See you again in hell, eh? How does fear dominate a human's mind? How many people would keep their beliefs if they came face to face with a real nightmare? Therefore, no one can blame his reckless behavior. To be honest, everything started falling off the cliff the moment the head found this place. Our last conversation ended with a hopeless silence. Daniel, who was intelligent and held a high social position, was more talented than anyone else in the research lab. He had an excellent reputation from the people around him with his charming smile and humor. It might have been easy for him to get in one of the wings with his skills and personality, but he chose us, not the wing. Though amazing he once was, he no doubt died in despair and regret, cursing his choice. Seeing the dead bodies of co-workers in front of him, without having a single comfort of knowing that it wasn't his fault. Not deserving any peace for himself. Oh, I thought it was going to continue. Well, fuck Chased's story, I suppose. Goddamn.
Everybody might have noticed, we never had this kind of situation before. Those monsters were supposed to be sleeping, but are now woken up by something. Let's not focus too much on what caused this. Let's solve the problem since the situation dictates us to. Let me say a few words before we initiate combat today. We don't do cowards in my department. Don't be careless when you face those monsters. Remember to arm yourself with rage to defeat those monsters. If you don't agree with my words, you can leave at any time. I won't shed a tear or mourn those who vanish without leaving even their name. If you want your body and soul to be at peace, please put your name on the transfer wait list for the welfare team. There's a reason we're very few members in our department, but remember, that also means every last one of you are excellent in what you do. Over. I'll talk more after sorting out this mess.
She's a cool bitch, though. You have to admit, she's a bitch, but she's a cool bitch, dude.
Yup.
I love it.
Kabura, your main body is taking too much damage. Why don't we just stop suppressing operation here for today? Tifrith is investigating the situation, so we should be able to solve the problem soon. I don't need it. I can still fight. But with your condition, it's... Shut up! I said I can still fight. Dude, I'm like talking to myself.
What the fuck? Yeah.
31 damaged egos and 17 dead employees so far. And 5 or 6 parts needing replacement from the main body. I'm not thrilled looking after a machine who behaves childishly. But the Sephiroths and the Sentra team weren't able to control you, and that's why I'm here. You! Poor child, look at yourself. At one time, I admired the light in your eyes, but now they're consumed by madness. What a shame that both of us are locked in this dungeon now. But I didn't break. We won't have to risk our lives facing each other like in the past, but I pity you. Stare right at the object that makes you angry. The blade that lost its way can only split the air no matter how sharp it is. How do you think I feel seeing my once rival looking so pathetic? Cut, slash, destroy, throttle, and trample. I sometimes remember the faces who showed me kindness. If I could taste a small piece of revenge upon the monsters who sold their smiles, happiness, and futures, my spear and sword will never stop swinging. People are dying in my blurred vision. They always get torn apart by the monsters. Those dying faces differ from time to time. Some are strangers, some are loved ones, sometimes they transform into Christopher or Isabel. Whoever they were, I'm filled with agony. I look at my paralyzed leg and severed arm, I curse my weak body and scream with rage. Then I black out. I'm so sick of the blackouts.
It's impossible to fight with such low manpower. I can't approve your offer.
Please reconsider.
Why should I approve an operation with such a high chance of failing?
If the manpower strength is too low, I can make up for it. If they're too weak, I'll make up for that too.
Dots.
There weren't any rules about the spheres using egos.
If that's what you want to do, then go ahead.
Familiar grip, correct weight, and practice pose. This feeling is so distinct that it pulls me back into the right path, away from wandering just like the road sign. I completely lost track of time while I wielded my weapon. It was a little funny to me to see Tiffworth and Chassette's bewildered faces after they saw me covered in blood. I tried my best to stab and break them, but they will recover again someday. Sometime, somewhere, and others scream. I also broke and lost some of my parts, but they're soon to be placed. What a perfect little hell, just for me. Are you looking for your arm? Here you go. Just think of it as me being merciful to a fellow warrior as I leave you with one of your arms. I don't think she knew what a tragedy she brought here that was caused by her great ideology. I don't know if I could have helped, but this happens quite often, way more often than you think. I mean, a little sprout getting trampled to death is common. I would say you're quite a lucky survivor. You even thwarted my plans a little. I didn't expect you to kill 2 claws, stalk the monsters, and even deal with me. About the monsters, by the way. You can't deny that they were astonishing creatures. Even after a bunch of your friends, they've never gotten soft or tired. I can see you aren't much different from them. Okay, if you stand on the ground with your own 2 feet, then come at me. I won't break. Dots. If I can't remove these monsters, I will destroy the company itself. So that aimless wrath can disintegrate and sleep under the ground forever. Jesus Christ. She's using Izzy's weapon.
But of course.
With 1 arm.
You can actually identify some of these abnormalities, and they're just in fucking tatters on the floor,
She killed
dude.
an Aleph.
Yeah. Because that's the Mountain of Smiling Bodies, isn't it?
Yeah, that's his mouth right over here, too.
And this might
The teddy
actually
bear.
be another Aleph, too. I think this is nothing there.
Oh my god, that is.
Like, and it's in half!
Then there's the teddy bear.
Holy fuck, dude. Among many fixers in the back alley, she was one of the few who could stand toe-to-toe with the head or the claws. She was called the Red Mist among the people of the back alley. She earned that name by protecting us from the outside threats. Michelle's betrayal led the eye to our hiding place, and the head mercilessly sicked their claws on us. Instead of dealing with her directly, the cunning head unleashed the unstable abnormalities. Why is talking so fucking difficult right now?
So I get this feeling that Bino's the main bad guy.
Probably.
Fucking badass.
She's still a badass, yeah, I agree.
Is she gonna smack Gabora with her own arm? I hope
Probably.
she smacks Gabora with her own arm.
The abnormalities were out of control, tearing apart our comrades as the claws hunted their prey. It was beyond her limits, but she gave it everything she had to protect us. She lost an eye, one of her arms was cut off, and she was covered with irreparable scars all over her body. But she didn't give up, and she eventually protected Bee and myself from death. The corpse at the time demonstrated the horrendous situation she went through. Damn, dude! She just basically went berserker. She's the only person in the company that went down beating the shit out of everyone.
Not even everyone.
Everything.
She killed abnormalities.
Everything.
What the fuck, lady?
She opened her eyes again after a long time had passed. But her unfocused anger dragged her down deep to the bottom. So we had to reboot her many times. I'm not gonna lie, dude. We're getting into, like, good story content here, though. We're getting into some really good story content.
Here, you want to put a point in the Bino. Put it in a Bina. We want Jelly Bay. With
True.
me, I want my Jelly Bay.
Now congratulations, Chelsea.
I want my Jelly
You have nothing
Bay.
but horrible threats now in your area.
Yeah, 4 Alice. No, 3 Alice and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, my wing. Ah, my wing is as deadly as the bitch running it.
As deadly as the bitch running it. You know, who's holding Gabora's arm, by
Yeah,
the way.
you know, I just had to point that out.
She just has it in like a case in back.
Probably does, to be honest. It's just on her mantle.
It's like, what's inside of your underwear drawer? A box of souls? No. That's where all Gabora's arms go.
Lowers the chance. Oh, you have a 25% chance to recover an ego when
And it's
someone
permanent now.
dies.
So now we have that one locked in. Who did we lose?
Bass and Fly.
Okay.